behold, the Aspire One in all of its glossy glory. And with all the problems, too. Okay, so here is the Aspire One 532h-2807, manufactured April of 2010. So it's about 2 years old-ish, a little bit less than 2 years old. Oh, a bunch of other garbage. That is in absolutely abysmal condition, at least in terms of most of the user-accessible parts. And, oops. I just woke up the beast. Yeah, anyway. You can see it's glossy pretty much everything. The keyboard isn't glossy, I mean, duh. The keyboard's not glossy, and the bottom chassis isn't glossy, but the rest of it pretty much is. Hinges aren't, and, well, okay, you get it. It does have a webcam, which is pretty much standard for everything. The trackpad has a hairline crack in it. I did verify that. I disassembled the machine, and there is a hairline crack in it, and that's why it doesn't work too well. Which is why I use this Microsoft mouse, which is a really, really nice mouse. In fact, it's actually better than my HP Comfort mouse, which is sitting over there. That is kind of in a state of disrepair, but, yeah, anyway. The hinges, specifically, I think it's this one right here, is broken. Yeah, look at that. Can't do that with the other one. That one has a broken clip, so these hinges are not even held in by screws. It's just plastic clips. The battery sucks. I'll go ahead and tell you that much, but I do still manage to get about an hour and a half out of it. Just hit the camera with the laptop. I'm going to shut this thing off because it's really annoying. And, alright, so let's remove the bottom door so we can take a look at the hard drive and the memory. And, okay, I think I may actually have a broken standoff here, because I can't screw the screw in completely. Which kind of, sucks, but, you know, whatever. Okay, and there are both of the bottom doors removed. The memory I put in myself. This isn't one of my own sticks. It's a little bit better than the original. Is a 1GB 2RX16 PC26400S 666 megahertz 1GB chip. I thought it was a 2GB, and I found out that it was 1, and that actually kind of pissed me off, but did remove the wireless card because it didn't work. I had to find another one of those, which is going to be a pain. I don't think I'm even going to find another one of them because this thing has so many problems, it's not even funny. And the hard drive is a Western Digital 160GB Scorpio Blue SATA drive. Like most every other computer that is made today, it has a SATA drive. Now I want to take a look at this standoff right here. Right there. You'll notice that it is stripped on the inside. That is not normal. And I don't know how it managed to do that. I did take it apart to remove this, and that's when it broke. But I haven't taken it apart before that, except for once. I've only taken it apart myself once before that. So I myself, I've only taken it apart twice. I don't know about the original owners, but I'll tell you what, they were just absolutely rough with this machine. It has one RAM slot, like most netbooks do. If a netbook has any RAM slots. Some of the older ones don't have any RAM slots at all. And I'm going to put this back together, and yeah, I'll come back when that is done. That screw is stripped. And I'll tell you something. Any experienced technician, computer technician, or somebody with the proper tools, and, well, somebody who's just flat out careful will not do that. I believe the original owner was in here to do some kind of work before I got to it. This is why I hate glossy anything, except for glossy displays. Those are fine, but I mean, they get so covered with fingerprints. They scratch easily. I mean, you can see me in the reflection there. I don't know if you can see any of the scratches, but there's one big scratch right there. You can't see it because the goddamn camera won't focus on it, but oh, there you go. Look at that. That is why I despise glossy anything. I mean, as if the glossy back panels are bad enough. The glossy palm rests, the worst design I have ever seen in my entire life. In fact, it's even worse than the painted laptops. Whoever's brilliant idea it was to do this should be fired. I'm sorry. That's just the worst idea ever. The keyboard is in excellent condition. It's a chiclet keyboard. Okay, it's not even a chiclet keyboard. It's just one of these cheap... Doesn't make very much noise unless you really tap hard on it. And I'm not going to do that because that'll shock the hard drive unnecessarily. The original owners shattered the power button. I still don't know how they did that. No, whatever. And this thing... I'll talk about the problems after I power it up, because most of them are software. There is a hardware problem. These two USB ports don't work. The Ethernet I've actually managed to affix. And like I said, the trackpad has a hairline crack in it. So, after I set up the Ethernet on this thing, which, by the way, I'm borrowing off of my PowerBook. And, well, yeah, anyway, let's power this up. The fan's not on. You can see we have an Intel Atom N450 running at 1.66 gigahertz. We have the hard drive, a WD Caviar WD1600 BEVT, blah, blah, blah. We're running BIOS 1.21. I could flash it because there is an upgraded version, but I'm not going to do that because it's a waste of my time and this machine doesn't work very well. Anyways, the VGA BIOS is an Intel V1818, which means it has Intel Intel graphics. I forget which version they are. And then there's the machine serial number. Go look that up. Whatever, I don't care. Then we can change the system date and time, which I won't do because it's set properly. We have a gigabyte of memory and 8 megabytes of video RAM. Quick boot is enabled. The network boot is enabled. The F12 boot menu is enabled. I don't know what D2D recovery is, but I'm going to leave that on. And SATA controller is running in AHCI mode, or Advanced Hard Drive Controller Interface mode. I believe that's what that acronym stands for. None of the passwords are set. This is the boot menu. And finally, we can exit discarding changes and boot up into Windows. This is running Windows 7 Starter. Nothing fancy. Screen goes blank, that's normal. Seems to take a while to boot up. Oh, there we go. Alright. So because this has an internet connection on it, it should have an internet connection here. Alright, so let's take a look at this machine. Apparently I don't have an internet connection. Oops. Turn the mouse on. That would be a good idea. And I'll actually wait for it to start fully. Here's the annoying thing. I have Core Temp and a Crystal Disk Info installed. While Crystal Disk Info does trigger a Windows user user account, whatever the hell it's called. User access control. User account control, there we go. While it does Crystal Disk Info triggers it on Windows Vista, Core Temp does not trigger it on Windows Vista. But it does trigger it on Windows 7, which I don't understand. Regardless. There it is, started up. Minimize that, we'll start on my Crystal Disk Info. Now, anyway, let's go into the event, or before we do that, let's go into the system properties here. See, we're running Windows 7 Starter, Service Pack 1. Have an A0532H, a 2.4 Windows Experience Index rating, which I don't really understand the way they rate their computers, because if you'll notice, the hard drive has a 5.3. I have never seen a hard drive score under a 5, except for some of the really, really old hard drives. Processor's running only a 2.4, which is our lowest score. And of course it says it's not applicable while on batteries, which I think is a complete joke, but whatever. And then of course, closing that, we have to open it right back up again, whatever. See, we're running at a 1.66 gigahertz. Well, actually, Windows takes it as 1.67 gigabyte of memory, 32-bit OS, and all of this blah blah blah, Windows activated blah stuff that we don't need to care about. I don't believe this machine is still under warranty. It might, but so under the event viewer and show you all kinds of software problems that this thing has had. Now, if you've watched my previous video of this machine, you will have seen a number of those software problems. I mean, you saw me fix the security client problem. I had to delete a file because a file was corrupt, and I had to fix the registry, the registry entries for the performance key. And obviously, this is going to take all day to work. This is the other problem that the machine has frequently. You can see I have a whole load of browsers installed, I have a plethora of them installed. I'm going to go ahead and do some Apple software updates, which I don't believe I have. Okay. Fail. I have to update my browsers anyway, but I've also got, Vegas Movie Studio 11 installed. I have Turbine Video Encoder, which I believe is a video re-encoder, I'm not sure. I believe this is actually a video file converter. I'm going to take a look. Turbine Video Encoder. La-di-da-di-da. Yeah, that I believe is a video encoder. Yes, I want to close. And I have Photo Story 3, C++. This is a Bloodshed Dev C++. That's an IDE / compiler. I have Coffee Cup, and I have Turing. Oh, shut up. It's a whole bunch of garbage software I have to remove from here. I don't know if I want to waste my time doing that or not. And, we have Windows updates. And, Java updates. And, other updates. And, we're gonna have to back up my files because, it's complaining. This is gonna be this is gonna take a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Yeah, let's start up some of our browsers here because I think I have to update a whole bunch of them. IE9, I know I don't have to start up because it doesn't automatically find its own updates. And I'm going to start the task manager here. We're already using 78% of our physical memory. I'm going to have to put more RAM in this thing. Although I don't know with this BIOS version if it'll accept 2GB sticks, because I read on the internet that one of the reviewers said that they couldn't get it to power up with a 2GB stick in it until they flashed the BIOS. And if I can't get it to power up with a 2GB stick, then, well, screw that. Yeah, this is obscenely slow. Which, of course, is normal, because netbooks are not built for power, for performance, for anything. They're built to just have this portable little system, and overall, that's what this is. This is a portable system that does have a number of problems, but that's just with this particular unit itself. I haven't read anywhere that these things have major problems, at least not the problems that I've already described here. We have a CAP-I2 problems, ACPI problems, so there are some required certificate is not within its validity period, blah blah blah, because my system clock is right, so I don't know what the hell it's talking about, but whatever. We have some more ACPI problems. This is actually from the 15th, which was no, that's not today. So like I said, the embedded controller has issues, CAP-I2 has issues, and a whole bunch of software problems. Oh, shut your mouth. CMonkey needs to be updated. Don't know if Chrome needs to be updated or not. I don't believe it does. Might. No, it's up to date. Okay. I'm only running 291 on this thing. Thought I was running more than that. Apparently not. And, oh yeah, I have no script installed. Download Firefox Beta. No thank you. I would rather have stable software running on my computer. There is an update, I believe. Yes, there's an update to 1301. I have to go through my downloads and delete a whole bunch of stuff in there. This is insane. Okay. So I'll solve that backup problem in a second. Okay, let's open up the Action Center and see what it's saying, because my backup drive isn't plugged in. Last scheduled backup did not run. Well, duh, my backup drive isn't even plugged into the machine. What else did I want to do? Oh, yes. Windows Update. I do have more installed than what's on this bar here. I believe I have more installed than what's on this bar here. Other than all of the software, I have a copy of, a trial copy of Office 2007. I don't believe I'm going to use that. I think I'm going to, over the network, I'm going to install... holy crap. I thought I just installed updates. Apparently not. Let's apply the update to Firefox. And the taskbar is actually responding to me, okay. Java setup, we haven't even started. But this video is getting obscenely long, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. And please, feel free to leave your comments regarding this machine below, as long as they're not derogatory. And yeah, so I'll see you next time. And oh, before I go, there are a lot of people asking me how you change the background on a Windows 7 starter. The bottom line is, I'm not sure if you can, because there's no desktop properties option. I believe you might be able to. I mean, if you click on an image file and say set as desktop background, I believe you can change it, but I've never tried it myself. And yeah, that's gonna do it. So I'll see you next time. Till then.